What up, y'all? I'm Big Papa here. I'm finna get my review of Boston Heights, episode 4. So, this whole episode is basically unfinished business. That's what I'm gonna call it because that's what it is. And they bring up unfinished business. So, this episode, we start off with, well, the first scene, we see Liz and Katie. Like, so, Katie just explains to Liz what happened at the dinner when everybody met up, what all went down, how it went down, all the good stuff. And, she basically tells her about the drama between her and Paul, which I think, like, okay. So, Liz was like, and she tells her about the comment that Paul made about Katie's fashion line, and said it's like basically windows, drapes, and what you call it, all the other good stuff. So, Liz was like, that wasn't right. Because it's not really right to kill somebody's dream. I don't care if they ask you a question or not. I mean, you can't just kill a dream. You got to give them good. It's the difference between bad criticism and then good criticism. But, she basically just telling her about that. And she called Janai her best friend. I'm so stop calling her your best friend. That's not your best friend. You're so shady to her. Like, if that's your best friend, you need to act like it's your best friend. Because you're so shady to her. Please stop. But yeah. So, Liz leaves and she go do a photo shoot. So here in comes another girl that Katie knows. I don't know her name, but the girl that she's talking to is a psychodyke. She is like, she irritated me the whole episode, and it got on my nerves. It really did. But yeah, she's a psychodyke. I'm quoting Ashley Miller. Go subscribe to her, and you will find out what a psychodyke is. Yeah, she's just a psychodyke. So, the next scene, we meet up with Janai, and Janai's going to some, I think, like, no, it's not a boutique. It's just something for makeup. Let's just say that. So she's going to go buy makeup for a photo shoot for somebody so she can do their makeup. And she's with some guy, so they're just there buying makeup. That scene wasn't really about nothing. And then we meet up with Katie again, and she's with Alasia, and they're basically, discussing how Alasia's show went. Because apparently Alasia was singing, and I wanted to hear her sing. Like, she can rap, so she can also sing. It's like a mega plus. So I didn't get to hear her sing, but Katie said it was good, so I'm gonna take her word for it. But I need to hear for myself. But they'll just basically talk about the show, how somebody messed up and they got nervous, and Alasia was like, "You just can't be nervous in front of people. No matter what, you gotta still go on and still focus." You know what I mean? So, because they're not gonna really see your talent if you're up there nervous. So, yeah, I understand where Alasia was coming from on that. But after that, well, no, then Alasia give Katie a little rap session. Alasia started spitting some lines. You know what I'm saying? They was dope for me. I was like they was dope. I was feeling the whole time like you good. So after that they go sit down, and then just Katie brings up the drama with Paul, and it's constantly it's like a repetition. Like, why you keep bringing up this drama? Like, with everybody though. Like, you want everybody to know. Just saying. You want everybody? I'm just saying. But yeah, so she starts talking about Alasia with that. Alasia went in on Paul whatsoever. Like, she went in on him. Like, she was just basically like, he ain't throwing no shade my way. Because, if he throwing shade my way, it's going to be on. I'm like, don't mess with her. Don't make her mad. Don't do nothing. Nothing. Like, that's that one person you would ask, like, did you at least pinch? Did you at least get a pinch? Like, you didn't. But yeah. So, they basically, discussing like how Paul called Alasia, and he was just going on a rant about Lewis. Alasia was basically saying she was just sitting there like, okay, how, yeah, my day was fine too. Yeah, thanks. And she just kept repeating 52 minutes and 8 seconds. Like, it took like almost an hour to rant about one person. Baby, you ain't over that. You ain't even over that situation if it take that long. But he say you over it. By that action, I don't think you over it. But anyway, so after that, we see, I think Katie's in a limo, well, a truck with her manager, and they're going to go talk to Paul about what he was saying about their clothing line, whatnot, and this was basically the meat of the whole episode. So they wait to the end, and I'm like, okay, that's rude. So basically, they just sitting there talking. Katie bring up. Well, first of all, in the truck, Katie was so hard. She was so hard. She was being so hard, like it wasn't even funny. Like she was just that bad da 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 this that. I'm like, now please say this in front of him. Don't wait till you in the truck. Say it in front of him, cause her manager, he didn't care. He said it. He said it in front of him. I give him kudos. Katie, you no, you was bad in that little truck, but you wasn't bad in front of him. You bringing up the same stuff. And, you attacking me like. Why don't you come with that same energy you had in the truck so you can resolve this? You know what I'm saying? Because her manager, he wasn't playing no games. I'm gonna tell you how he wasn't playing no games, but yeah. As they're talking, Paul was like, he kept repeating, big girls' clothing, usually looks like windows, drapes, and all this other stuff. And I feel like, why did you have to keep repeating that? Basically, you're comparing his material or her material to somebody else's. Like, you can't do that. You can't just compare somebody else's, because you don't want nobody else comparing your dance material to anybody else's. Like, so why would you compare theirs to, because I haven't seen their material. I don't think nobody's seen their material. She ain't even got a sketchbook. But I mean, you can't compare it to anybody else's on how theirs is gonna look, because it can always be different. And I understood where that manager was coming. He was like, "Mine's gonna be different." Like, I'm like, you better say it. You better read it. Katie just sitting there like a dumb deer in headlights, like I thought Katie was a designer too. Like, is it just a manager that's just by himself? Okay, but Paul was having a Katie moment. Like, he did look like a dumb deer in headlights. He looked like a dumb deer in headlights. Like, but he was thugging in them confessionals though. He was thugging. No lie. If y'all look at the confessional, he was thugging. But yeah, it was funny. What else happened? Paul just his whole thing. He just kept making up after excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse. I was really like, come on, Paul, just get to the point. Stop making up an excuse. You're being redundant. Oh my god! Like, I felt as if if you kept throwing shade toward her, just say I was throwing shade, like I was feeling some type of way. Just get to the point so y'all can get over it. Quit stringing it along, because it ain't worth it. Oh my god. So basically, it was just pointless. It like the whole time Paul was just really redundant. Like, everything he said, he repeated once again. It's like Katie and her manager should have been left, because y'all wasn't getting nothing solved. But he said, I still wish people good luck, even though I don't see eye to eye with them. We'll see. We'll see. Because you have, I got my hopes up for Paul. I'm like, I'm going to like Paul. He just seems so cool. And then I got disappointed. I was like, I had my hopes up. I ain't got disappointed about Lazy yet, but I'm just keep my hopes up. But yeah. So basically, that's the whole episode. you guys, make sure you go watch it and whatnot, whatever. See ya.